Before the world was remade, but after it had been unmade, the Lord directed the heavenly bodies to convey a message in the heavens. Together they joined in a dance and weaved a purposeful design. This message culminated in the crucifixion of Jupiter in the heavens before the remaking of the earth. Jupiter is the seat of Christ and bears witness to his wounds. Thus it can be said that Christ was crucified in the heavens before the foundation of the world. The sign of the Son of Man was visible in the heavens. The early peoples were familiar with the use of conscious techniques to view the world, including the past, and they saw this display above the earth and marveled in wonder and mystery. Here was an unmistakable message from God. The symbol, the sign of the Son of Man, has been with us since long before Christ went to the cross on earth. Over time, we have simplified the design, but the primitive forms are more complete and show us what is to come. The sign in the heavens which will herald the return of the King. After the remaking of the earth, when people were again upon its surface, the Lord conveyed a message in the heavens. Saturn, at the time our sun, was seen to have a son in the heavens. This was the birth of Jupiter in the heavens, who had been hidden within Saturn's clouds, along with many other planets. Symbolically, this birthing in the heavens was a foreshadowing of the birthing of the Son of God upon the earth. Unfortunately, this message was confused as another being with great authority unexpectedly returned all of the planets to their previous locations. This led to the myth of Saturn as the devouring father, consuming his own children and corrupting the intended message. I also cover these events in my video, The Genesis of Genesis, except that I remember more now than I did then. The Father repeated the message in the heavens, and again the planets were returned by another authority. A great tug of war occurred in the heavens as the planets were placed and replaced. When the Father moved the planets, all things were peaceful and full of wonder, but when the other authority replaced them, they were returned with little care and caused fear and devastation on the earth. To complicate matters further, a third authority, Satan himself, laid claim to authority over several heavenly bodies, authority which had been vacated by the Lord. He used this authority in an attempt to hijack the message in the heavens. This was the origin of the myth of the serpent of creation. Satan attempted to claim credit for the creation itself. He did this by weaving a serpent as a border around the message in the heavens, attempting to signal that everything was made within him and his power. The Lord rejected these heavenly bodies from the design, but again the second authority returned things to the way they had been. Events in the skies were chaotic and confusing. These events were the inspiration for the planetary gods and their stories. There are true powers in the heavens. Saturn is the seat of the Father, Jupiter is the seat of Christ, and every living planet has an angel as its soul, even those under Satan's authority. Satan eventually glorified himself above all others in the heavens by igniting his cruel furnace and taking over as the sun, our present sun. The sun is the seat of Satan and is his furnace. He was offered fuel capable of withstanding the conditions of fusion as an act of mercy, but refused, as his intent was to traumatize souls and direct the tortured light into the creation. When Satan is stripped of authority, the sun will dim and go out. When the time is right, Jupiter will become our new sun, our true morning star, having been crucified and risen again to glory in the heavens. A new golden age will begin. The sun brings all of the dead back to life. All will live in the kingdom of heaven, where the Son of God is the King of Kings, having visibly received all authority from his Father in heaven.